Hey, glad you can make it. Welcome to Fantasy Dad Pods, where dad bods are glorified and dad jokes are encouraged. I'm JT, accompanied by Sean. Sean, how we doing?
We're doing good. I can say my son had his first T-ball game, and I'm going to play a game with JT. JT, first at bat. What did he bat? What side of the plate did he bat from?
Left.
Correct. Second at bat. What side of the plate did he bat from?
Right?
Correct. Third at bat. What side of the plate did he bat from?
Right.
Left.
Oh,
So he officially, his first two league sanctioned at bats, he was a switch hitter. Already qualified.
nice.
Already put S on the stat card. There we go. Two singles. I think like everybody. But that's get on base. Ichiro style. So he did that. But yeah, he paid attention the whole time. The first two balls hit, snagged them, and then after that, the dirt became pretty entertaining
Yeah,
because he had to move, had to let other kids get it. So, but he
right.
was on it. The first two things, they would hit it, you would run straight in and get it, throw it to first. Then I was like, okay, Nolan, let someone else get a ball, and that was a mistake because then we lost him after that. There was one point where he was talking and making and joking around with the pitcher who was not also paying attention. Ground ball right between the two of them, like at some point. But
Yeah,
it is what it is. So he had a good time. He got his snacks, which is like the best part. And then yeah, that was our weekend. The I was solo dadding for a while we were having some cars looked at and trying to wrangle the very active almost 2-year-old was quite the endeavor while trying to get my other son, to out there and his glove and his hat and everything like that. And then Owen's just gone. So that was entertaining. That was thankfully we have a team of parents that kind of help wrangle all kids. So because the little one was showing everybody his cars and running around, and yeah, so quite the opposite of the older one. Wouldn't talk to anybody. Would sit right next to me. The other one, no, peace out, dude. He was a big hit though with the ladies, showing him his white car. The white car would tell him his white car, and all the moms seemed to love that and think it was cute or whatever. So there you go. He has them fooled, not me though. I live with him, so I know how he really is.
right.
Yeah. So, but no, other than that, we're just chilling, just nothing much. We're full swing of it, one kid has us busy 5 of 7 days. Um, and I just can't wait till the other one then adds to that fun. So I have some friends who have less active or younger kids and like, oh, let's hang out and do this. And I was like, when? What is the plan? What does that look like? And they're like, oh,
June.
yeah. And so I was like, I had to finagle when it would work around nap times and things, because we still have the younger ones, so who has a nap time? So that's been the hard part. It is good to see people and hang out with people, but man, it is once the youngest doesn't nap. I don't want to say it's like there, but like it
Yeah,
is like an anchor that kind of like holds down some outdoor, some activities. So that is what that is for now. But no, that's it. What about you?
oh yeah, baseball 6 days a week, and on hyperdrive, what you were alluding to, it's two boys, and so if one has a game, the other has practice, or they both have practices, and one parent's on the other side of town, and so yeah, it's been a roller coaster. So it's nothing but baseball, and my wife is basically running the concession stands with a bunch of
Saw
15
her
and
saw her tonight there. Yep.
yep. So then the board meeting she's at tonight, I had practice, and it's just nothing but baseball except for Sundays, and Easter's coming up, so happy early Easter. But yeah, we've played, I don't know, 4 games total between the two of them, and it's been going really well for the young team, the coach pitch team. Although Saturday, so your boy's pretty much kind of keto dieting it for the most part, still
Yep.
going on over a year. I oopsied. I did not carbo load for the game, and I one man show field prepped, and that literally bit me in the butt. So I watered, I raked, I chalked, I did it all. And then about the fifth batter in, I wasn't like low blood sugar, but I felt super fatigued, low energy.
Oh no.
And I had to go call to the bullpen. And other dad coach, lefty, brought in the lefty.
Ooh, okay.
So
Pulled the lefty, put the lefty and 5 batters in. Okay.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
So your opener? You're opening it? Yeah, okay.
Kinda,
Okay.
right? Literally, like I was a good opener, but not for little league purposes. I literally at the point I pulled myself, I threw it outside, behind the batter, outside. And I'm talking about like the other batter's box.
Oh
And
no.
I was like, I'm not feeling I like it. And everyone's like, oh, here, have Snickers and I'm like, I know what low blood sugar is. I probably was pre-diabetic at one point, but I'm like, it's not that. I just literally I feel like I'm gonna have a muscle spasm in my shoulder or my arm or
Yeah.
something. It's just felt so weird. I was like, I don't know which finger the ball's coming off of. Like I can't control it. So yeah, it took a village. It was a good. The game went on and without a bump, and I still got to coach their base and stuff. So that was cool. But yeah, and then yeah, tomorrow we've got wife's hosting bunko at the house. So the boys have to decide between a birthday party, a Dust Devil game, cornhole night, maybe just I don't know, option D, just spin the wheel of destiny. I don't know. So take advantage of a night off. Just anything. Well, I say anything not baseball, but I mean technically Dust Devils could be.
They are playing the Aqua Sox.
Yeah, our buddy Kevin. So he wanted to go see a game, and he was like, I could do, and he was like, Friday or Saturday. Actually, I could do Friday. I was like, oh, Saturday is, I'm going to butcher his name, Ciente, the switch pitcher.
Oh yes, Saturday's him.
Yeah, Saturday's him.
Might have to make that work.
Yeah,
He's got a game at 4:30 though. We could be a little late. Well, can't be a little late. He's a starter. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, he's had a bumpy start to the season though, the prospect. But anyway, that is near here nor there. Full swing into baseball. It's happening.
That's what it is. That's what it's speaking of the, what do you say, the happy haps?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, now it won't load. Not load. Dingers. Distance. I am so glad. Number one, Christian Yelich. I don't want to say he's back, baby, but I just like seeing him do well. Or at least it's some dingers. And at 465, it is in Colorado.
Caveat.
But
Back. He's back because his back is healthy.
I mean, Ohtani would hit one in Colorado and only hit one 488. So I'm just saying, like, didn't help too much. But
he one-handed that thing probably. He just probably like got under it.
That's true.
Grazed the moon on the way down.
Kyle Schwarber's up here twice. Not overly shocking, but it is. There are so many Colorados I just noticed in the top 12. 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of the top 12 home runs took place in Colorado. I mean, I actually, now that I have it, I've realized that I don't know how often I see that or even pay attention to it. But your boy Lawrence Butler in here, how's that been working out for you?
Oh man, you know what? Like he started off kind of like meh.
Because he was in Seattle, months in his rotation. That's going to be a no dice for almost anybody, other than Tyler Soderstrom for some reason.
Right. So other than that, coming on super strong. We're recording on the 17th of April, had a dinger today in a rout of the White Sox.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, yeah, can't knock it. He's got four stolen bases and now 2 home runs and batting leadoff. And
there you go. Underrated.
Solid stuff.
It's funny. You say destroying the White Sox. I did on recently was like, someone was like, man, it's early. Almost nothing is right. The Braves are at the bottom of the league. Like, what else? The Astros are fourth in their division. The Baltimore Orioles are last. Almost nothing's going, as we thought. I go,
Dodgers lost a game.
I was like, except for the White Sox and Rockies, really quickly down the bottom. I was like, hey, there's some old reliables you can count on no matter what. And no matter what, 20 games a season, the talent on those two rosters were gonna make them last place. We can sample size all year long, but man, you're gonna send this season 1,000 times. All but maybe one, they were gonna be right here. So I don't want to dogpile those guys, but man, like look at those rosters. I'm like, oh, White Sox are right where they belong because they kind of took a series from the Angels in the beginning, and we're like, whoa, and then I was like, no, they're back down here. So
yeah,
poor White Sox, man, poor White Sox. But Corbin Carroll with a decent sized dinger, 430.
Right. I'm gonna shout out the waiver wire darling, Kyron Paris, former Dust Devil. Enjoy the hot streak while it lasts, but it is backed by a complete rehaul swing change from Aaron Judge's, the Batman trainer. Yeah, whatever. Teacher Man. That's what it's called.
Yeah, he is. And he is, for those that don't know, that guy is notorious around baseball for being the dude. Isn't he Christian Yelich's guy too? I thought.
That sounds right.
I think that I might be confusing, but I'm pretty sure it's Christian Yelich's guy too. But anyways.
Yeah. So that's fun because Paris is the size of Altuve, if I remember right. I saw him in person on the field. I'm like, why did they let a toddler? He must be of age. I think that kid's just wearing a uniform during the Dusty Dash, and they left him there.
Yeah, someone get him.
Yeah, his parent didn't sign a waiver, but that's been like the big, because this time of year you're like, okay, maybe someone's hit the IL. Like I've got Mason Wynn, your guy. He hit the IL with an oblique. It should be a short stint, but man, it'd be cool to ride this hot streak out of Kyron Paris, get that same eligibility, and see what you got, because he was pinch hitting and pinch running, and he was stealing bases galore. And they're like, oh, here's a nut bat or two, and I swear, didn't he have 4 bombs already for the year?
He has 5. He's 5 and 5.
Okay.
I remember I thought I saw he had 3 and 5 or something like that. He was the fastest to do that for X number of years. I saw a stat or something like that. Yeah. So, and fastest to do that for a rookie in X number of years or something like that. Plays second base too for those out there. Unfortunately though, JT can't be a waiver wire pickup guy this year or this week. We could say that depending on what, but 73% rostered already. I think the window for snagging him while he was low roster might have passed there. But yeah, no. He was definitely the talk for a while there. He was going to be the guy I talked about, but I'm seeing I got to go down a little bit, 21. But can I give a quick shout out to I just want to check something really fast while I'm vamping here. Sean Murphy, already 4 dingers. I don't want to say an amazing turning around, but definitely was not as bad as the last couple of years. I mean,
right.
A 944 OPS will play, as a catcher. So, just saying, get on that Sean Murphy train.
I'm just surprised that he didn't miss more time. I thought he was going to miss a heck of a lot more time. So, he's getting off to a slow start. I mean, he's got 6 hits, 4 dingers. So you can do the math on that one.
Yeah.
But, go big or go home, right? I mean, it might as well. I mean, it's not a Kiki thing, because to Kiki, I haven't checked in a few days, but he was 4 hits, 4 dingers to start the season.
It's a catcher. Honestly, if all you do is hit dingers, that's fine with me. You're gonna play, 3 maybe 4 days a week, hit some dingers. I need something from you.
ESPN's picture of Sean Murphy, it's like they blasted a million lumen light bulb in his face. He looks like a ginger daywalker, and I can say that because I am one, but I don't think he's as such. I mean, he's got quite a bit of ginger in his beard, but man, he just looks like he's squinting into the sun.
We also got to shout out Kieran, who you talked about earlier. took that Paul Skeens guy deep. Or Paul Sewell. Dang, I saw Paul S. Dang it. I got all excited.
Oh,
Sorry.
yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, side note, proud dad moment. So, AAA coach gives out some tops card packs to like the top couple players from each game.
Mm-hmm.
And so my 9-year-old got one for the first game. He pitched really well. And he opened it up and he's going through all the players. He's like, whoa, I got this guy and this guy. And I'm like, I'm just like thinking about like, how do I influence? And I'm just like, I'll just let him enjoy it. And then if he asks, I can like give him. And finally he goes, I want to put these guys in order of best to not. I was like, okay, that's a nice way to put it. I was like, who you got? And he's naming off all these players. And I was like, he has a Paul Skeens and a J Ram cards. And I was just like, those are top two.
Yeah.
And then there was
who you got, one or two?
Skeens.
You got Skeens one?
Yeah, in terms of just like, I feel like he's a top two pitcher, whereas J-Ram's only like, a top 2 or 3 third baseman? Not like just overall hitter even.
Well,
So,
I guess, but the thought goes, there's more hitters than pitchers, so it's harder to be the top of anything.
mm-hmm.
But yeah, I guess you're right.
Oh, yeah, I put him in order, and so he's like making this whole little like baseball infield, outfield, like and lineup, and so he's having fun with it. I was like, yeah, that's really nice for the coach to do. So he's been passing out some baseball cards each game.
What I always do is they would have those foil ones or the one in the pack that's always, which is, I feel bad for the other cards, but there's always the one in the pack, the foil card or the one at the end. I always just take those and put them in a binder, whether they're Pokemon cards or baseball cards he gets or basketball cards, whatever he gets. I'm like, look, you could mess around with all the other ones. I don't know if these foil ones are ever going to be worth anything. But right now, year 5, the card is just a card. Like, it could be whatever. So I'm like, hey, what if we do just put this foil one in something? Like, I have a little binder and I have it, just put it in something. And then 20 years later, maybe it is worth something. But you wouldn't care either way. One less card. So that's what I do. So I was like, I just put it in a binder. If it's worth something one day, I don't know. Because I don't know any about these cards. I don't pretend to be a card collector. But I'm like, hey, what if I go back and be like, hey, that one is actually worth something? Yeah. I don't want to be that guy because I've been that guy. Pokemon cards. OG collector right here. And yeah, let's just put it that way.
Missed out.
Gave them away for free. So there you go. That's another story for another day. I actually don't regret it because it went to a good cause. But a week later, I saw how much some of those cards were worth. I was like, oh, should have just kept 2. I could have paid for a year of college probably. But yeah, so there was that. It's good to see Sir Mike Trout doing a thing. Good to see Mike Trout hitting some baseballs, being healthy. How many's he got already? 6 dingers. Struggling to 800 OPS, just creeping. Sorry, Mike Trout. And of course, I'm being facetious. He's got 6 dingers already. So, and that's probably the worst he's going to be all year. So there you go.
Right.
Almost as many walks as strikeouts. So there you go. Or I guess 2 to 1. But yeah, good to see Mike Trout up here on this one. Taking Tanner Beebe deep. Bibee,
yeah.
Yep, said Beebe. Instant. I don't see Langerhans on here at all. Oh no, there is 23. I was like, the lead leaguer with 9 home runs as of today. Can't even crack the top 40 or whatever it is. Come on. But there you go. Let's do some exit velo, and then we're gonna hit some WPDI. And I say this every time. Exit velo is my fave. Griffin Conine, 117.
That guy in Miami.
I missed that one. I feel like you hit a 117 territory. I need to know about it. I need to get a phone update. I'm the exit velo guy. I need an update. Who's the big number 2 at 117 also? But man, Griffin Conine. Okay, I see you.
Big Christmas. That's such a good nickname.
It is. It really is. Geez, 117. I'd be scared to even I see Pete Alonso up here twice. I see Aaron Judge, of course, up here twice.
Oh, is that how you pronounce it? I was trying to figure out. Aaron Juji?
Aaron Juji.
Yeah.
Oh, he's up here 3 times. Sorry, 3 of the top 11.
Oh, okay.
Austin Riley. Good seeing you.
Who is it? Keegan Michael Keys,
yes.
right?
Yes.
he's a big Detroit sports fan, and
Yeah.
so he did his bit about the pronunciation of the batting lineup for the Detroit Tigers.
Oh,
I
I missed
saw.
that. I
It was
missed that.
pretty good.
I missed that. Okay, Jordan Walker, good to see you. Hitting 116. Kyle Schwarber as well. That's I think it was that Sam home run we talked about earlier. Matt Olson's been up here a lot too with home runs, and Austin Riley with hard hit balls, and that Vlad Guerrero, who oh man, she hit a lot of blue hats. I don't know why I brought that up. There's a lot of red hats in the top 7, but then a lot of blue hats.
I think you brought that up last time. You were like,
Me?
man, there's a lot of red hats. Yeah, it is very red, and
At the
then
very
the
tip
top
top.
10. Yeah.
Yeah, but then it gets real blue. Real blue. But Austin Riley here, I'm seeing. Finally got it. We got some Jake Berger action. Like it's struggling to start the season, but hope he
I appreciate seeing corner infielders mashing again. I feel like we've been in a lull in terms of, you remember like 15, 20 years ago when
first
it was
baseman.
like first baseman, it was like, oh my gosh, I could just like, everyone could have 2 and they'd be just 30 home run, 100 RBI dudes.
Had a utility that was a first baseman. Always.
And then anymore, like it's been kind of a little bit on the outs. But to see some names, Jake Berger holding down some power at the corners, and we got Olson, Hoskins had a long ball, and then who else? Ben Rice, first baseman. Brett Beatty, third baseman by trade. Alonzo. I mean, we got the big name talent, but it's just like these other dudes, these young bucks coming up, trying to get the dad strength numbers up.
Yeah.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, we back in the days of what was it, Adrian Gonzalez having like 80 RBIs by the All-Star break or something like that. Remember that one? Oh gosh, that was insane.
Aramis Ramirez.
Yeah, those were the days, man. Those were
like those just random, and it was like, oh, that guy can just go 30, 90. Like like nothing. And you're like, he's not even drafted as a top third baseman. It's like whatever.
Like, oh yeah. Yeah.
You go back to the year the Rangers lost the World Series and that lineup that they had with
gosh.
With like
was
Cruz
Moreland playing first too for them?
Yeah, Moreland at first, and he looked like a scrub, and he was like batting like 275 with like 25 home runs, and
Mitch Moreland. That was Profar and Ellis Andrews. Who was the guy who got all the hits? Not Ichiro, but the guy whose career was overrated, overlooked because he was so good at getting all those hits. That was the white guy who got all those hits for the Rangers.
Reincarnation of like Edgar Martinez.
Yeah, but he just was like singles and doubles all day. And he was like, always got lead off, and he'd get like 200 hits, like almost 200 hits every year. But he was doing like 230, so no one ever. Michael Young?
Yes, Michael Young.
I was like, oh man, yeah, like underrated because like Ichiro just did what he did, just better, and they're at the same time in the same division. Now he didn't steal as many bases, but I was just like, man, like he should have got more love, but he just happened to be the same time as Ichiro. Like if he had just been on a little bit sooner than Ichiro, we would have thought about him totally different. But Ichiro's like, 250 hits, and he's like, I got 210. Right now, you kill for 210. Like, bum over here, getting second in the lead, the 20 behind Ichiro. He's like, guys, I hit 220 hits in a season, and you're like, Ichiro just broke the record, man. What do you want me to do? Like he's like, over and over, just 200 hits, 200 hits, 200 hits, and they're just like, whatever, dude. But yeah, those Rangers teams, man, 2 pitchers and a bunch of hitters. We respect that here in Seattle, 95.
That's the formula.
That's the formula.
To this
you
day.
get disappointed in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Like bats and 1 or 2 pitchers. Although it worked for the Rangers, this the most recent incarnation of the Rangers. 2 dudes who were not supposed to be that good. Just Mike Montgomery and Nathan Eovaldi were like, hey, we're gonna figure out how to pitch.
Andrew Heaney. That was the one where it was like, oh, he's gonna pitch good this only this year.
And then they had 3 pen arms. And that was it.
But that's kind of like a Rick Porcello. But I mean, Porcel did it for a season, whereas like anyone could do it for the playoffs. I mean, what we're talking about 6 starts,
Yeah, I
like
thought, and isn't it Nathan of all these like career he's like 4.3, and then in the playoffs he's like 2, and it's like over the course of years, and it's just like why
yes,
like, and he's just like I don't know, like just play, lights get on and then legs go time. I'm like okay, but yeah, that's him. Let's look at some WPDI. Enough talking about naming some guys because that could go on forever.
right.
Um, let's see, who did you want to talk about, JT? Who put a twinkle in your eye? You could say Christmas again if you want, but I don't know if you want to say him. I was kind of leading you there, but whatever.
So I was messing around with like sort order for plate discipline. Again, we're really early. The sample's too small that it's not matching like historic correlation numbers yet, but still, it's. I mean, we're talking about what 2.5 weeks, almost 3 weeks of baseball. So, um, what I wanted to point out is some of these guys that are striking out a ton. That there's hope on the horizon potentially, like Lamont Wade Jr. He is a 15-team type of fringe guy. He's platooning. He's the strong side. He's going to hit against righties. He's striking out almost 34% of the time, but he walks and he sees the ball really well, and he's really in that top part of the play discipline metric. So I
Where's
feel
he at?
like
I'm not seeing him.
I'm just sorting it by K percent. So he's a
Oh, okay.
1.033 PDI.
Yes.
So,
Okay. Oh, yep. There you are.
but he's technically for qualified hitters, he's a top 10, or I guess bottom 10, you would say, in K percentage. So I was just trying to look at for some silver linings. So Soler kind of falls into the same boat. Christian Walker's really struggled to start the season, but I feel like this play discipline metric would point to a little bad luck, along with Gavin Lux and Conforto, say Suzuki. All those guys are striking out quite a bit, but they're also walking quite a bit. So if they just start clicking with stuff inside the zone, which I mean, they're professional hitters, you'd think sooner or later it's going to find its level. So
Yeah. Man, Julio Rodriguez third from the bottom.
yeah,
Overall.
Julio is it's starting to become a trend. He's been in the bottom of play discipline for a whole season, like bottom
Yeah.
20 before. So um I yeah, he's he's a one man show on that team. Like trying to not put my Mariners bias on us, but it's just like it's
Well,
really hit
apparently, Cal with a torpedo bat is all you need.
right.
That's all
That's
we need.
true. That's
And
true.
he plays the torpedo bat from the left side and not torpedo bat from the right side. That's gotta be weird, super weird, right? Because their weight was distributed differently. So I guess maybe just
Hmm.
hey, he hit a home run from either side of the plate the other day. So I guess I won't question the man. But I would have thought as someone who has switch hit, like it would have. I wanted the same equipment and everything just to keep it consistent, but because you're training
Yeah.
with the same equipment from both sides. So, but if I switch suddenly, I'd be like, "Whoa, this bat is different than what I've been swinging for years." But I guess it, fickle things.
Yeah.
Right here, we're seeing your boy Lawrence Butler. He was
Dude,
the sixth best guy. Played just WPDI overall.
right?
JJ Bleday, number 2.
He's
Oh,
been at the top the whole season. Like he started off super strong and he's still seeing it. And I saw a thing where he bought a torpedo bat in person. They did like a whole little thing about it.
okay,
So watch out.
okay.
Um,
Some. I was gonna call him Oakland. Some athletics up here. Okay. JJ Bleday, sneaky,
yeah.
sneaky. I think he's gonna be.
So
There we go. Good to see.
Rushman's good to see. Correa's interesting to see. Taylor Walls really stands out. I feel like if he starts seeing the ball at the plate a whole lot better, he's got all that speed. So, I mean, that should
Yeah.
equate to getting on base at a better clip. Walking 14% of the time to start the year, that's positive. That's good
Yeah.
things because that's kind of a post type sleeper type vibe.
You're seeing
Um,
this. Speaking of speed, we got Ozzy and Nico Horner up here as well.
yep.
That's getting on base. Okay, Cabrian Hayes is up here, JT.
Don't get too excited. I
No,
don't know.
I was gonna say like I didn't know how to phrase it, but I was just like,
Fool's gold.
yeah. Yeah, he'll always be my boy, but I don't know, man. Because I've looked at his numbers recently. I'm like, it's not translating. I'm like, this is you're doing great at play discipline, and this is what we got to go with. Like, I almost, when a guy has a historic rate of what he has, and then I'm like, you're not now, and then at least in these advanced metrics, like you're seeing the ball really well, you're swinging at strikes, and you're not swinging at balls, and I'm like, it's translating to those numbers. Oh no,
Hmm.
like your hot streak's not even that hot, really. I'm like, oh man, like it's
Right.
only gonna get worse from here, and it's not great on fantasy stats right now. So I'm like, oh gosh, like I was hoping just to see a little bit more lopsided stuff, but we're really not. So yeah, dang it,
Yeah.
bum
The
myself
fool
out.
the fool's gold in terms of like high walk percentages, but the play discipline maybe doesn't quite support it.
And he's got sub 600
Um,
OPS. he's
yeah,
he's top
but
17 in WPI, and I'm like, man, that's a you seem all great, man.
yeah,
What are we doing with it? Like,
yeah.
you have a sub 300 base. What are we doing?
But other guys in that same boat where they're walking a ton, but play discipline doesn't support. I mean, technically Bryce Harper, but I mean,
Yeah,
when you're walking 17, you're striking out 19, for each percent of the time, like that's fine. But O'Neal Cruz, play discipline says he's getting lucky in terms of 15% walk rate. Same for, interesting, Matt Shaw, but he got sent down. So now he's in AAA. And then Devers. Devers, it's saying that that 14.5% walk rate is a little lucky.
Mm-hmm.
So
Man, he's a lot of blue on here. For those that can't see it, blue bad.
yeah, players to worry about. Again, I can't fully keep track of pulse on air, but like
JP
I
Crawford
know,
walking a ton. Man.
yeah,
Okay.
Wallner, I know he's playing a lot. He has not seen the ball well. Julio, we mentioned.
Yep.
CES, Adolis, Wilson Contreras, Teoscar's
No
kind of
winner.
in the
Oh.
bottom.
So math is important. I saw it's actually really good. That strikeout rate for Nolan Arenado is tiny. I thought it was super high. It is tiny. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So speaking of a tiny strikeout, so I really wanted to pod earlier this week, but then since we're doing this Thursday, a couple games happened and it changed. But Jacob Wilson is trying to out Luis Arias, if that makes sense.
He's
So he's what, the son of a former baseball player, and he's on the
Who's his dad?
Athletics. Huh?
Who's his dad?
Mr. Wilson?
Which one? Is it Jack Wilson?
I
Is that his
think
dad?
so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Mariners legend Jack Wilson?
Yeah.
There you go. There you go. You gotta shout out Jack Wilson, Mariners shortstop, classic.
Well, let's also, while I'm at it, shout out Jack Morris, the Jack Morris, the pitcher in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
Because I was last week Friday days old when I found out that my oldest's best friend's uncle is Jack Morris. So we need to hook that up.
Man, awesome. I hear he is an absolute but
right.
No.
Or I guess no, it wouldn't be it's his dad's uncle. Sorry, excuse me.
Okay.
I'm off on the ages.
He's the guy. Here's a backstory. He's the guy who, when a young pitcher approached him, is like, "Hey, teach me how to throw." Oh God, what is it? I can't remember what it is. Like a splitter or something like that. I couldn't remember the pitch, like a slider or something like that. He goes, "Piss off," and like young kid, because blah 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 blah, whatever, young kid, and he never thought anything of it. Turns out years later, that guy's son has won multiple Super Bowls. Yes, it was Mahomes' dad. He told the guy piss off, and the dad never forgot it. And Mahomes does not like him to this day because of that. So there you go. That's another one why Jack Morris says that story. But
wow,
pissed off the dad because his kid turned out to be an MVP. So there you go.
Yeah, that's a bummer. I mean, he's a Mormon. He's a BYU guy. So
I'm on Wikipedia with Jack Wilson.
So here's the deal. So maybe this actually is really telling of the individual Jack Morrison, not the family, because because this is a dad conversation. We're talking, and I'm talking about how we're doing baseball, and he goes, "I hate baseball." My uncle's baseball player. Actually, you probably know him because he knows I'm big into
Yeah.
baseball. He goes, Jack Morris. He's Hall of Famer. He goes, I don't really care for baseball. I hate it. My parents tried to get me play, blah blah blah. And he's like, I'm not gonna let my kids play unless they really ask for it. I'm not gonna show them what baseball is. I'm not gonna I'm if they want to play, I guess so, but I'm not gonna push them at all whatsoever or even bring it up. So maybe it's just the person,
Yeah, I was gonna say maybe it's
just
just the
like
person. Yeah, maybe
yeah,
that's why they're all turned off.
yeah.
Yeah, maybe,
So
maybe
interesting.
we all learned something here. We all learned something new.
Yep.
Anyways, Jacob Wilson not striking out, doesn't believe in it. We need to get him and George Kirby to meet more.
Well, what's funny is Jacob Wilson hasn't walked at all. Period.
That's
And then
right. I just noticed
he's
it. Yeah,
he has barely striked out, or struck out, but it's just so
you can't
it
have a
is
bad
so
ratio if you don't have if one of the variables is a zero, right?
it's so yeah, it's so extreme. He either like if you really break down all the different like zones in the play discipline metric, like he's not really great outside of the zone, but he's like really good inside the zone.
That's what I like me, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's good inside the zone.
yeah,
He's good at the swinging. He's obviously elite at swinging inside the zone, but he's not that great outside the zone in general, which that's fine.
yeah.
But yeah, he's just trying to. He's just, hey, Luis Arias, better stay on your toes. I mean, I don't even know. Is Luis Arias like 30 or so? He's probably still fairly young.
32 is my guess. 32.
Drumroll, baseball reference. 28.
Oh
Just
my
had a birthday a week
gosh.
ago. Happy
I have
belated
no idea
birthday.
how old baseball players are. I think that's just a trend. I just don't know how old they are. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Man, I think I always figure they're too old. I think that's where I'm always guessing is they're too old. I don't know, and I don't
Yeah.
know why. I don't know why. Oh man, that is crazy. That's gotta be a podcast favorite. We're gonna see Luis Ariz or Jacob Wilson. Who can Luis Ariz harder? I feel like it's the gif of like Michael Scott and like Dater Harder. Like Jacob Wilson, stop trying to out Luis Ariz me. I'm Luis Ariz. Well, you know what? I'm gonna Luis Ariz even harder. I'm not gonna walk. There you go.
Exactly.
There you go.
Exactly.
There you go. I like that. That's gonna be our. We're gonna have to monitor that all year. All right, let's get to some injuries. Um, I got one that I want to talk about, but that's going to lead us into something else. JT, a lot of these injuries that we're seeing here, we got some tweaks and something like that. Have you seen any big ones that are going to be like lingering or not people coming back from things? Because I got
Oh,
one, but I'm going to save that one that I really want to talk about. But
Paul DeJong got hit in the face,
I
and it was
saw that.
horrible.
Yeah, I saw that. I don't know
Sorry.
if fancy relevant, but
I'm
yes,
just
that was
I'm
awful.
trying to I'm trying to think long. Yeah, it's a lot of been little tweaks and let's
Yeah.
give him a week off.
So
It
don't
was
talk
just
about the sub gag because we're going to talk about that in a bit.
let's see.
Yeah,
I'm not really
I see a lot of guys coming back from injuries, and that makes sense. Spring training, all that
Steele.
stuff.
Justin Steele, season-ending UCL,
Yeah,
left elbow surgery, so we probably won't see him end of 2026 season at the
that's probably the best
best.
guess. This is All Star break 2026 is probably the best guess. It's getting better.
Um,
It's getting faster. Actually, I heard a study that someone conducted that they said like, oh, you're going to miss this year and then most of next year. Now it's getting less and less time because their surgeries are getting better. The rehab's getting, we just physically, you do X number of Tommy Johns in the world and you have all these PTs and studying all of the data, you're going to get
mhm,
faster and faster at recovering from these things. Obviously, there's a human limit, just like things will heal at a certain time, but like we're getting better and better at it. So it's not unreasonable to say All Star break of next year he's back, or maybe even slightly before. But my thought is like it's a nice little buffer. It's already kind of like natural. So just
right.
I would do it post that, but I mean, who knows? Maybe he's going to be crazy and pull an Adrian Peterson and be ready in 10 months. Who knows? But most
Yeah.
likely, I'll start break next year.
Oh, and the last time we had the pod, we talked about just waiting and seeing about. I just completely blanked on his name. Pitcher for the Braves who had the shoulder scope.
Oh, oh gosh.
Reynaldo Lopez.
That's
There we
right.
go.
Yes, I
Popped
thought
in
of
my head.
every other Braves pitcher in my head too. I want it's like going through the whole rotation. I'm like, I am missing one, and I'm like, it's clearly the guy. Okay,
Yeah.
Ronaldo Lopez. Yeah.
So he actually had some type of surgery while they're in there, and he's on the 60-day IL.
Okay.
So I think estimated, might see him post All-Star break, but
Yeah.
I think he just kind of dropped. I don't know. Shoulders are a
They're
little
they're funky.
iffy.
Because
But
I immediately went to Strider, who did start recently, like a couple days ago, and looked pretty nice. From
I'm not
comeback.
familiar. I'm not familiar with Strider. Is this there is a guy on with massive quads. They call him Quadzilla. Is this the same guy?
It's the same guy. He also kind of Jack Morris stash, known for a stash.
Mm-hmm.
Has a really nice stash, and yeah, quads for days. He works out, as they would say.
His quads are so massive and his pants have to be so baggy that it looks like he has baseballs in his pants. Like he's just
JT,
like
I thought you were still talking about quads because I think you're looking at the wrong side. Like,
I'm gonna have to look up where the quads are located on the human
I
anatomy chart.
need a golf. I need
And again, like office reference, the public education system has really failed.
yeah, that's really failed Michael, I feel like. Well,
Before you tell, so
yeah.
give two just right here. The last other person I'll mention, Liam Hendricks. Always rooting for him regarding post cancer and all that. But shout out, he treated his teammates in the minors to. He rented a food truck for the day, and they just could eat wherever they wanted out of the food truck. Bill was on him because I think it looks like he's going to be called up to the bullpen with the Red
There you
Sox
go.
tomorrow. So I thought that was
There
a
you
nice
go.
touch.
Nice.
So
Nice. Well, the transition is you're now a fantasy owner and you have lost Jordan Steele. You got to replace him. JT right now, boom, 50% or less. You got to replace him. What do you do?
Who am I going for?
Who are you going for right now on the waiver? On the waiver wire, you got to find somebody.
I have a name in my head, but I don't know what his percentage
Well, let's
is.
see
So
it.
I gotta go pull it up.
You
Drum
can't say
roll.
you can't say Hunter Green.
19.4% rostered.
Okay, who is that?
Good?
Who is
Hayden
that?
Wisniewski.
Ooh, okay. Why is that?
Elite strike to walk ratios, more than a K per 9. The whip is minuscule. Unlucky with the
0.6.
with the long ball. I feel like he can clean that up. I think we got like a little bit of a tiny bouncy ball in general for MLB this year, so par for the course. So I'm liking him being in the Astros.
You're liking what you're seeing. I got a guy. I'm gonna totally break my own rule. 77% Shane Baz because the facial hair.
Illegal procedure. You define the rules of the game.
Half joking, half like the look at the corner, like he's looking pretty good, but it is 77% roster. They're letting him go a little bit too there. In Tampa Bay, I think he's gone 6 innings. So there you go. Got a tiny whip as well, 0.6. But I have always had a soft spot for Tyler Malley for years.
Yeah, that's the other name that would have been on my mind.
I just have a soft spot. I'm less confident than your pick, but if I have to pick another guy that's under the 50%, I really like Tyler Malley. Obviously, I don't think the 0.5 whip and 0.5 ERA and 0.6 whip is going to stay, but I just think he's smart enough to be a serviceable pitcher for the rest of the year if you've got to pick one guy to replace Jordan Steele.
Hear me out.
Okay.
I actually might like Tyler Malley more than Wisniewski. Let me try to convince you.
Okay.
Tyler, only age 30. In my head, he's 34. I don't know why he's only.
Yeah.
Got some guys in Major League Baseball are under 30, and it just really surprises me sometimes. Okay. former Cincinnati Red, if you will.
Okay. Went
Um,
the Wayback Machine there.
not too long ago. Is 2021 too far gone?
No.
Dude puts up a 33 start, 180 inning, 210 strikeout, 3.75 ERA with a 1.23 whip. I feel like the injury bug has nipped him here and there since then. He's been nothing but a starter. It's just he's only had like basically one other full season's worth from 2022 to 2024. So over 3 seasons,
Yeah.
he's got another 30 some starts. And the whip is always super strong. It's just the luck factor with like some
Yeah.
looks like kind of like the long ball luck
Yeah.
factor. But he's a strong whip guy, and so I feel like if he's healthy and he's pitching regularly, I
Yeah.
feel confident in that type of like a streamer vibe. Like who's he against? He's in the AL West. Oh, sign me up! Like
Yeah.
so again. Hayden also in the AL West, so I mean that might be the wash if we're only comparing the two, but I like Tyler as well.
Those are the two guys I like. Let me see here. I'm just digging our guy Dustin May as well. I just would like him to go a little deeper, but he's given you like just good numbers, man. Like I don't think he's ever going to be as like sexy as he probably once was with all those strikeouts, possibly. But we've shared gifs of him on this podcast. So that ball was nasty coming out of his hand. Like it just is that the stuff will play. Like, and he's so big, he's got great extension. He's 55% rostered, so sorry JT, I broke my rule again, but I feel like Dustin May too. Just my only problem with Dustin May is not Dustin May. It's the Dodgers, and at certain points they're just going to bring back Cy Young guys that he just can't. He's just not a Cy Young guy. They have two MVPs that will come back and pitch for them at some point. Not Cy Youngs, JT. You heard that right. They're going to have two MVPs that are going to come back and pitch for them at some point. So I just don't know how Dustin May stacks up to MVPs, let alone two. So
right.
That's my only issue. It's not him. It's just the Dodgers. So, but if you're the Dodgers, someone else will get hurt, and they'll have to pitch him still. So, if he can stay healthy, I just think the stuff will play. He will. He might. The only thing I will miss is the strikeouts. But man, that ERA and WHIP are going to be, I think, going to be good for him. Like for them, that's just who he is. That stuff is so nasty. I love watching him pitch. So, I just like Dustin May under 55%, a little technically higher, but I like him.
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to find a third person to throw out there. Okay, I think I got it.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go PG on this. So we're gonna say friend one, marry one, block one.
Like block on like Instagram or
yeah, on the socials,
okay.
you block them.
What's my three again? Block one, friend one,
friend them. Well, I guess we'll keep the marry them.
Okay.
And then we'll block them.
Okay.
Okay. So Casey Mize.
Okay.
Mitchell Parker.
Okay.
All right. And then I'm going to go Kumar Rocker. Now, Mitchell Parker is the one that I'm like, I don't know who we're talking about.
I mean,
so
I have sort of a quality starts. He has 3 quality starts in the last 15 days. So yeah.
He's a left. Let me just because I feel like the other two, Mize post-site sleeper, Rocker is the prospect coming out. He's getting the starts, and then Mitchell Parker, 6'4", lefty. Let's see, with a mustache, and he's only 25. Okay, so I feel like that's all you really need to know about that.
Of the 3, I want to say Mize I'm the most confident in, but Parker just like has that. So okay, so I'll say marry Mize.
Ooh.
Just because I know him more than the other 2. I'm going safe here. I'm going safer here. Parker, I'm just not a big fan of Rocker. That's the issue, I think.
That's okay. I'm okay with that. I think
the
biggest thing here is do we believe in Mize? Is he finally like attaining his prospect
I
hype.
believe in him the most of the three, but if you told me like what on a scale of 1 to 10, it'd be like a 3. It's more than the 2 and the 1, I guess, is what it comes down to. But he's like
Yeah,
and Kumar Rocker's a 1, so I'm just like, well, I marry Mize, but I'm not very big on Mize. But or I wouldn't say I'm not very big on Mize, but I'm like lukewarm on him. If you told me
yeah,
he was awesome or told me he was bad, I could believe either way. Parker, again, like you said, like I knew I figured out who he was. I think I saw him on like I was watching I really like the MLB. It's like the whip around. I can't remember what it's called. That like 4 o'clock, 4:30, we turn it on and kind of watch something, and you could see all the games. And they had him, and they were talking about him. This was the first time I'd ever heard of him, and it was like a couple days ago, during his last start. I can't remember what day it was, but
hmm
that was the first time I ever heard of him. So I just don't know who he is. So and he could have gone anywhere, but I just didn't like Rocker. My mind was like, okay, so I'm like, Parker, you're in the middle, basically. So
yep,
um, if Kumar Rocker turned out to be the best of the three, I wouldn't be shocked. But that's just my gut right now. Maybe it's my
yeah,
natural
maybe,
anti-Texas bias because I'm just, like I said, look, just you got to do it, Rangers. You won a World Series somehow off the back of two guys that I don't believe in, and then everyone else is like, "Oh, these guys have been great," and then they were never great. And I'm like, I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. Stop saying they're better than they are. Like the entire Rangers organization, are like, stop, they're not that good. Like, oh my gosh, like just do it. You have to do it.
yeah,
So I
yep.
just yeah.
I agree. I agree. I'm. I think Mize is the one where I'm like, okay, he is
He didn't get drafted. He
finally.
didn't get drafted that high and that prospect for lack of talent. So that's where I'm like,
Oh
the talent is
yeah,
there. Will he be able to put it on? And a lot of people don't. But I'm like, man, of all three, he's got the talent. I mean, Rocker had some talent, but has some other issues as well. But like, Mize obviously was that high of a pick and everything for a reason.
it's just weird to think he's 27 already. He was drafted in 2018. It doesn't
Yeah.
seem that long ago, but it has.
Well, he was
So
like
it's like,
really high and then
yeah,
down again. Then it's like maybe we could figure it out with what we would do with Scooble, all that jazz. I
yeah,
think didn't they have? They must have had like a change at some point in pitching philosophy because they had all these guys that remember everyone was talking about like Manning, Mize, Scooble, and everyone's like they're not panning out, and then they had some change. I don't can't speak to it,
right.
but all of them got better. I'm
Yes.
just like okay, like I feel like they were doing them a disservice. So I'm like okay, they have the talent. Can this change help Mize get to where not obviously where Scooble is, but like because Mize was the higher prospect in school, right? If I remember that correctly, Mize was the dude I thought.
Yeah, for sure.
And so, like, I was just like, if you thought that, then like, I think Mize has a higher ceiling than the other two. So I was like, oh, he's got the talent.
Yeah, Scooble was just a random guy from Seattle University. What it looks like ninth round, same draft, same
Yeah,
team,
I thought
same
though
year, same draft.
coming up though, they were like, oh, we like the Scooble guy. Like it was like like coming into the draft, they're like, oh, but like they're like, oh, the Scooble guy might be a little something.
6'3" lefty that throws 97. Yeah,
Yeah,
I guess
yeah.
I could see it.
It was kind of like when he's coming up, and then they stalled out. Basically, at the majors, they're like, "Oh, these guys have all these talent," and they get the majors, and everyone's like, "Yeah, you're like a 4.5 ERA guy." And they're
Yeah,
like, "What happened?" And I'm like, and I think that was the obvious thing. Like the talent wasn't being coached up at the majors because I'm like, these guys are all more talented than 4 ERAs. What's going on here? And then they changed something, and they all theoretically should get better. So
yeah,
I'm thinking that's what kind of is going on. So, but I
yeah.
am Mitchell Parker. I am interested in how this goes. Oh man, JT, a lot of Paul Skeens vibes with that stash.
It's dirty. It's solid.
Yeah,
Yeah, I feel like Parker is a solid lefty innings eater, and if that's what
he's
you
throwing
need in like
six
a
innings at
deep,
least every time.
yeah, like a 15 team just innings eater, like I feel like they're just let him go there in Washington. So,
Yeah,
uh, Rocker is gonna. I don't think it's this year. I mean, he's got
yeah,
to have the long leash. You can just watch and see it. I look at his savant, and I'm just like, I'm not a well trained eye, but I feel like I know a little bit. And his profile movement on his four seam, changeup, and sinker, they all move um, kind of in a similar region. I'm like, I don't think that you want that. I don't think
yeah,
other than the velo change between the changeup and then the four seam sinker is probably the same velo. Yeah, 95 to 88 for the change. But if they're all moving the same, that's not That's not a good sign.
Yeah, yeah. You want them all to be tunneled, like coming out of the same spot. Then you want them to go crazy after that. You don't want them to look the same coming halfway down the chute. They got to be changing
Yeah.
a little bit.
Like when your changeup is technically has rise on it, I feel like that's immediate red flag. Now he's only throwing 7% of the time, but I'm like something's weird.
My issue with Kumar Rocker was not obviously talent, because obviously at Vanderbilt, just like you saw just the raw talent, but then like how the draft played out and everything like that, I was just like, it's not as much as indicative of Rocker, but like it is like, hey, like how receptive are you to these changes and things like that? Because like a lot of
Right.
guys just are like, my talent will guide me there, and at a certain point, there's like a real delineating line of like, look, the majors, something's got to change here, and I think Kumar did some. If I remember correctly, he was like showing some nice things in AAA or in the minors. But I'm like, I feel we've just talked about it. That whole Tigers rotation. I'm like, look, just because the minors went X, Y, and Z, like we got to see you do it up here. And I'm like, I saw him play against some errors, and I was just like you said, it didn't look like anything special. And so I was kind of like, oh, talent's there. Just it's like they describe it as like he's almost skipped all of Felix's prime years and is at the end of Felix's year. And I'm like, you got to learn how to pitch now, because Felix's talent was immense. Kumar Rocker's like was immense for college, but not immense for the pros. Felix is like, I'm just talent, and I'm just here in the majors and doing this. And then it was like,
Right.
you're 31, you got to learn how to pitch, and you couldn't do it. Kumar Rocker, like, look, your talent got you here, but you don't have the talent that the Felix Hernandez's have. But you've got to now learn how to pitch now, day one. And I'm like, can he do that? Because with that and the talent that he had to get up here, that could be a nasty combo. It'd take like a Jacob deGrom, like a guy on his team. He didn't have that right away either. He was like, you talk about those Mets rotations, he was not the guy that everyone was talking about. But then he was like, I got to develop into becoming this pitcher in the majors, and then it blew up. Kumar Rocker could easily do that. I just don't think this year that's what this is going to be.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see. I do like the fact that him and his college teammate are on the same team. That's pretty cool. That'll always be cool. But
Yeah.
because everyone's like, oh, you gotta get one, you gotta get both. And now the Rangers have both, so I'm like, that's pretty cool that they're both on the same team now. But
And all it takes is a failed physical, baby.
all it takes
That's
is a
all
failed
it
physical
takes.
from the Mets. Okay, let's keep going with pitchers. Who do you like here? Who's piquing the old interest? Kyle Finnegan of the Washington Nats. He's getting some saves. It's less than 60% rostered. I'm just going to throw that out there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Washington are sneaky this year. Our friend Kevin. They're just a solid team. They're much more solid than people give them the credit for. They're building. I would say we talk about the Cubs being okay and they have one superstar. They're like a year or two behind the Cubs. They're developing a solid lineup, a solid rotation. But in a couple of years, like they're not, the laughing stock anymore. They're a solid baseball team. So taking a Washington closer is not ridiculous as it was a couple of years ago.
Yeah, I feel like it's him. He's getting all the saves opportunities.
Whip's a little high, but that's fine.
I mean, yeah, he's walking quite a few, but it's probably still for that team, like that team context that you're alluding to, that situation that Kyle's in, better than obviously some type of platoon on a really good team. Yep. So I feel like it's got a little bit of an edge. Like, I don't know if you want to see, like, if you want to go to Baseball Savant and look up Justin Martinez. Now, be prepared. If you have enough pixels, because it is Bloodbath McGrath red. It is so red, it might burn your retinas. I'm trying to warn you. Justin Martinez, the relief pitcher in a platoon for saves with AJ Puck for the Arizona Diamondbacks. But I don't know if you'll get another Savant as red as his. And he's a Savant article on the main page right now. I
see him right there.
Yeah, he throws.
That extension though is ruining it because it's the only blue. It's the only blue.
Right. He's 6'3", and yeah, his extension isn't.
You can see on his picture, he's like kind of like really compact. And I'm like, dude, you're 6'3". Use that 6'3". Yeah, but yeah.
He throws a pitch that moves like a knuckleball, but it's a 90-mile-per-hour pitch. His split, and
There's a
it's
lot of red in 2025 down here when I scroll
yeah.
down.
So
Oh my god, you're covering up half of it. There's so much red there.
it's it's impressive, right? It's just
70 average exit velo. That's
um
pretty good, right?
right.
When you
What was
average them hitting 70% against you.
what was funny was
How
I
is his
was
ERA even 1? Oh, it's X ERA is 1. I was going to say his ERA is 0.
yes.
Okay, that makes sense. He's walking nobody, strikes out 40%, and his exit velo is 70. Like, yeah, like he's going to give up no runs.
So I think for this year, I think it was Trevor May I was listening to. This is like his guy. He was like,
Yeah.
okay, this guy got this contract, and he might be in a platoon with a weird lefty righty thing, but he's the dude. Like they're gonna go to him more often than not. And Trevor, I think it was Trevor May, he's looking him up, and he goes, and then it was like he is like, wait, he's Dominican. He's like, I'm putting all my money on Justin Martinez. Like it was like
JP,
the
the
cherry on top.
whole balled in the airs so far this year rate for him is 0. He just hasn't given up a pull ball in the air. You'll probably have a low ERA if no one ever pulls the ball in the air against you.
Yeah, that's a good
People should
formula.
focus on that, probably.
Yeah.
Should probably look into that. Never hit the ball in the air. You'll probably be okay. You'll never hit the ball in the air, and the exit velocity is 70%. You're not hitting it hard on the ground either. Like you're hitting the ball at 60 miles an hour in the infield. You're probably getting out. That's probably pretty good. That's a lot of red.
Yeah.
That is a lot of red. That's nice. Is there any other pitchers? Because we've been hitting these pitchers for a while. We gotta talk some bats, some sticks.
Oh man, any other pitchers? I feel like my
You don't have to go
immediate
50. You don't have to go 50. You can kind of like if they're not in the 90s or high 80s, you can throw some out there. Trying to think how I want to phrase this.
Matt Libator's showing me some really interesting stuff. He got blown up in Pittsburgh, but he shut down the Phillies the next go around. I feel like there's some volatility there. Again, it's probably going to be like a 15-team league streamer, so I don't know how much popular. Yeah, he's not even 6% rostered in ESPN. But man, I feel like I like to see a really strong whip out the gate. The ERA can be super volatile. I like to see the strong whip, and I like to see the K to walk ratios being, well, in this case, elite. Yeah, this is 18 to 1 for Libator. So anyway, like that was a guy who I think I got him a 15-team league I'm just like, hey, let's ride the wave a little bit. Let's try to get some spot starts here and there.
I think we talked about the guys I'm digging. Let me see. Robbie Ray is just Robbie Ray in it, man. That's just, it is what it is. 15 walks already. But, he's striking some dudes out. His whip is real high, but his ERA is fine. Like, I mean, it's sub 4, but, it's not killing you. But that's just Robbie Ray, man. He's going to get some days where he strikes out a ton of dudes. That's just the game you play. Trying to see here. No, that's pretty much it. You already touched on Casey Mize, who I'm looking at right now. If you're in a wins league, like I don't hate Taijuan Walker. He's gonna get you 5. He's not gonna go super deep. He's not gonna strike out a ton of guys, but his ratio is gonna be fine because he's gonna walk like one person. So his whip's gonna be relatively low. I want to say, but like the Phillies are gonna score runs. So he's just gonna be there and be like, "Hey, I'm gonna get you 5. Can we score 4 for me? And I'll give up 1, maybe 2." In a wins league, if you're in a wins league, like you said, 15-team wins league, that's gonna play. That's a guy who's gonna take the ball from you for you every 5 days.
Right.
He could eat innings. It's gonna be reliable. Get you 5 innings. There you go. If you need it, and I say that as a caveat. It's a large, deep team win league, but that is definitely a playable. We're going down here. We're looking at it. He is 20% rostered. So, but that's a guy that'll just fill out the bottom of your deeper leagues for sure. But is serviceable there. Let's go to some bats. Let's hit them sticks. I got to close out some of these windows. Okay. Oops.
So before I forget.
Yep.
The big bat to pick up in terms of hype around prospects. It's Nick Kurtz for the Athletics. The way the Athletics have been moving around some of their players and playing.
This
Who
is
is
like
it?
an athletics podcast today.
Right?
Man.
Was it Seth Brown or I'm blanking on their normal DH? First base, they're moving him out to right field most recently, so it was kind of an indication that Nick Kurtz could be seen maybe by the end of April up with the big league.
Yeah,
So,
Seth Brown.
Yeah, Seth Brown.
Mhm.
So that was pretty big.
How old is Seth Brown?
29.
32.
Dang it. Seth Brown, one of the player cards that my kid got. Oh, really?
We're gonna play that game. We're gonna get better at ages, JT, because we're just awful. We are so bad at ages. I don't know. I don't know why. Like baseball players, man. I'm so much better than football players. Baseball players, man. I'm just like that guy's been in the league for 20 years, and like Sean, this is his third year. I'm like, how?
Right.
Like I just feel like I'm out every time. But yeah. So you were saying, and what is he rostered in? Do you have it up?
Oh, percentage?
Yeah.
Oh, here. He's only ESPN. He's like 6.8%.
Okay.
But that has doubled within the last week because of this news on the horizon.
Or is he being? Is it like imminent?
All the signs are showing that it could be by the end of this month. So it just depends on
when is that?
What type of league?
Yeah, what's that rookie window?
Yeah,
there's a date. I haven't remembered all those, but it's like basically. I thought it was like the 20s of April. Like it was at least last year. It was like 21st of April. Then you could call.
Mm-hmm.
Then you could like get your rookie vote or your thing or whatever it is. So
right.
It's around there sometime. Don't come in now. So that makes sense. If it's by the end of the month, like that would. It's the Chris Bryant day or whatever it's called. I don't happen to know it off the top of my head. So who is catching your fancy, JT? With the sticks.
So I'm gonna break the rule and say 52.
Oh no, like that was just for the Jordan deal because
joking.
I figured you were
I'm just joking. Yeah. Pete Crow Armstrong, dude's getting at bats, and if we talked about it, if we knew he was going to get at bats, he's shown elite skills. 7 stolen bases so far, 310 OBP, 3 home runs, tons of counting stats. So it's just like one of those, like if you're willing to put in a little bit of a small bet on him, it's really paying off so far.
That offense is clicking, and so I mean, tons of runs and RBIs already. So go along with the stolen bases. They're all over the base pass there. So
yeah,
really any Cub right now. It's fantastic. So yeah. I'm looking around here. Oh man, I had man, they're all like so much higher. Spencer Torkelson, JT, we are back, baby. Are we back?
I think so. And that's another Detroit Post type like prospect.
6
Mize and Torkelson paying off in 2025. Who saw that coming? I don't know.
Man, but, high draft picks. Who thought that they had talent or something? Like, man, 1,000 OPS, 63% rostered. We want to believe. I'm believing, but we get the hesitation. But I say scoop it up. I believe the talent is there. You don't go 1-1 for no reason. Not everybody in baseball draft was like that guy's really good, and there's no talent there. And if he's finally putting it together and the talent is there, this is the ceiling. So I'm believing there.
I got one. He's been around a while.
Okay.
At this point, he's probably the longest currently tenured Giant. It's Yaz, Mike Yastrzemski. Other than the injury, but quick, how old is he?
31.
It's 34.
I undershot somebody. I think it was in my head. I thought he was older, but I was like, I'm always over, so I went younger. I think if I just trust my gut, I gotta trust my gut. Okay.
So he's always got the injury bug, not too far nipping at his heels, but he's kind of platooning. But man, I mean, he's been walking a ton, getting on base, chipping in 3 home runs, 2 stolen bases. Like if you're kind of hurting in one of those deep leagues and you had to put someone on your IL for whatever, I mean, like I think you kind of know what you're getting, but the platoon kind of hurts. But like, just kind of a shout out. Like he's healthy and he's playing
Yep.
well. It's kind of nice to
Yep.
see.
Say Detroit, Kerry Carpenter, 58% rostered, 5 home runs already, almost a 900 OPS.
Yeah, Mr. Pull.
I mean, a lot of righties that throw in baseball, and he plays against righties, man, and he hits them hard. So, I mean, he's got a mud, and if he brings in a lefty at the end of the game, who cares? If you're, 900 OPS when you bat, that'll work. Yeah, he just keeps doing it, man. Last year everyone's like, man, him and Judge and Otani have the best OPSs against righties. And I'm like, oh, you know what it is? And I'm like, well, he keeps doing it. Just for the sheer funny value, Dylan Moore's OPS over 1,000, and he plays like every position in the leagues. Like, he plays everywhere. So I'm just saying, 22% roster, he's hot right now. So it's not crazy to be like, hey, you need a spot to fill. Dylan Moore, maybe for just a little bit. I'd say like you got another week of hot. Toronto and Boston, hitters parks. Not like maybe you got a couple more weeks. He doesn't go home. They don't go home to Seattle for a while. So next week, and they are devastated in the infield. So he's gonna play. So I'm just saying, like, Dylan Moore.
Yeah. Man, holy RBIs, Batman. Nathaniel Lowe, didn't realize he had 16 already. I saw some podcast do a breakdown of, and they had some insider knowledge of what he did this offseason. He tried to just up his bat speed on his swing, and he's always had a good plate discipline, good eye at the plate, but trade off for if I can hit something hard somewhere, good things will happen. And so he's striking out a little bit more than usual, but the power numbers and the slugging is up too. So that's kind of the trade-off, which in today's day and age actually doesn't really it doesn't stand out.
Yeah.
But in terms of what he brings in his profile, it actually is turning out to be a little bit more valuable. So that's kind of nice. It's almost like doing like, oh, hey, Stephen Kwan, he did that last year. It's like, well, I'm just naturally better power hitter than Kwan. Like, not saying I'm better contact or anything, but just better power. So if I could just take that same thought and even increase my power more, like I play for space, that should pay dividends. So
Yep. Let's see. We're also not going to talk about cutting people yet because you're not cutting anybody worth mentioning, and if you're picking up one of these guys, you already have somebody in mind that you're going to cut. So
what we should do is talk you off the ledge, because for me to get can I talk about this now?
Yes.
For me to get Christian Walker off the waiver wire already, on week 2, if you're in that predicament, you're listening to this podcast, tweet at us at Fantasy Dad Pod.
We'll
talk you off the ledge. Step back from that ledge, my friend. Don't click the minus button and drop.
Don't do it.
Don't make me spend 40% of my fab on it, and then no one else in the league even bid on him. And I'm thinking, am I taking crazy pills? Yeah. So who's taking crazy pills?
You made JT convinced he's taking crazy pills.
Shout out Michael Bush, our favorite. I'm gonna hit a home run every day for. He already had 4 days in a row of home runs.
Yeah.
He started off pretty rocky this season, and then he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna hit 4 home runs in 4 days."
Run. Yeah, I gotta do my run.
Every month, I gotta just have this mini run. So, again, like obviously, baseball is streaky, and Bush has shown to prove to be super streaky. And he's hitting the ball well now. So maybe if you want to ride that mini wave,
or if JT needs more players, you could drop Rafael Devers for him, and JT can pick up Rafael Devers with the remaining budget.
There you go.
We'll just get that's the plan, JT, in that league. They're just trying to get you to use all of your fab, and then you just can't pick up anything else the rest of the year. See, you fell right into their trap. See, they're going to drop all their good players, but you won't have any fab. Joke's on you.
That's true. Joke's on them. We can still add players for 0 fab. Boom.
But they're going to bid $1 on everything the rest of the year. They're like $1, JT can't bid on it. Boom. They might have all of our top 3 round picks, but we have Fab.
Right.
There you go. There you
go.
Yes, please don't drop Rafael Devers. Is the moral of the story. Don't drop Devers. At least not yet. Like, at least settle down a little bit.
I'm thinking about Jock Peterson if we're talking about. Anyway, so we didn't want to do that. Sorry. We don't want to poo-poo guys who historically are good. I'm just
Jock
what
Peterson
are we
has
doing?
been the worst player in baseball.
Yes.
So he'll be better. So maybe now's the time to trade for him because like it's not going to be this bad for the whole season.
Only way to go is up from here.
He has almost a -2 WAR already. So literally, it has to go. It has to be better. I think it was like 1.2. But like still, I'm like, we're 20, not even 20 games in yet, and you're past -1 WAR. My God, like that
as a DH.
That's.
He's not even committing errors in the field.
Yeah,
and he's that much in the hole.
It's not even defense related. Yeah, it will get better. Like he didn't go from like a 140 WRC plus to -1 WAR in 20 games. That the ratio, the amount. If you extrapolate that, how bad of a player he would be for a whole season would just be, my God. But the number 1 player in WAR is this Jorge Polanco guy. But just so you know, number 2 is Munoz as well, because the Mariners need him like every game because they score like everything's a 1-run game. So
right.
But yeah, that's actually a good idea. I would trade for Jock Peterson because it's gonna be better. I trust Jock Peterson that much. It will not be this bad. Doing season to date. All right, let me do season to date. I've been looking at too small a sample size here. I look at the top guy, Aaron Judge. He's pretty good. That's pretty good. Got a 1,300 OPS. I mean, what are we even doing here? He has 2 stolen bases too. Just a real FU. like just gonna steal some bases too. Just F off, basically. Kyle Tucker's a dude. I'm just looking at dudes. Lars Nootbaar playing some solid outfield for those St. Louis Cardinals. 57% roster. Yeah, 57% roster. More walks than strikeouts.
Batting leadoff in St. Louis.
I mean, I would be very interested. I'd be very interested.
Yeah. Xavier Edwards, no power, but like getting on base a ton, and we know he's fast. How many games in a row does he have a hit? Since 10 games in a row? 10.
Ooh, I didn't know it was that long anymore.
10, 11. No, 1, 2, 3, 10. 10-game hit streak.
We talked about him in our preseason wrap up. Yeah. Okay. What is he rostered in? 50. I see 58 in this one.
Oh, 26 in ESPN.
Oh, okay. I'm on the Fantasy Pro, so it's the compilation probably.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So
he's not short of playing time in Miami. Let's put it that way. They will play.
Yeah. Right. Anybody else? Because I've got some dad bods to address.
Let's get some dad bods.
So I've got 4 here.
Oh my gosh.
We've got, and they don't necessarily have to be, but I thought they're over the last week or 2 since we last potted, some kind of fun stories. So first off, he's a dad bod for sure. Austin Wells, catcher for the Yankees.
Yeah, all catchers are dad bods. Yeah.
He's got an Instagram account, and it is purely and solely dedicated to ranking burritos.
Hall of Famer. Like just
so
now, move the rule about 5 years retired. You're in the Hall of Fame.
That's all he does. He's got the catcher bod. He's got the sweet mustache,
and he hits dingers and eats burritos.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like one of the boys.
Yeah,
he's just a boy.
His whole IG is dedicated to ranking burritos. So I was like, follow.
Yeah, yeah.
Next up, we have Miguel Rojas. I don't know if you noticed, but the Dodgers actually lost a couple games here and there.
It's happened.
And they got routed in one of them, and they brought him in to pitch. And he imitated some popular pitchers on that team. including Sasaki and who else did he imitate? Kershaw. They're pretty good impressions.
Yeah, they
So
were.
at least I don't know if that was received well. I think overall it was kind of fun for the fans at least to see. So I enjoyed that one. Also have Bryce Harper expecting his fourth child, and his gender reveal was they submitted so him and his wife just got the gender in an envelope, handed it to the bat maker, and they were going to make a pink or a blue bat for a certain game. And so Trey Turner just gave him the bat when it came, and here's your bat for the game. So he didn't know what it was until he grabbed it to go get on deck to get ready for the game, and he pulls it out of the sleeve, and it's blue. So his fourth kid's gonna be a boy, and so I thought that was kind of cool gender reveal.
Do you know boys, girls, how many he's got? I don't know the ratio.
I didn't look it up, but I know Bryson Stott did a gender reveal for a family member, or maybe just someone who asked him to do it. He just wore a certain color wristband for a game, and that was cool. Kind of the little just nod to it. I was like, oh, that's so simple, but I think that would mean a lot to people who really want to.
Instagram or something to a player, be like, hey, Ray, wear a wristband with this color. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Takes the effort on the player's part. Yeah, I'll put a blue one on or whatever. Yeah.
And then also a fellow Philly. This might be my favorite one.
You said put this in there, and I was like, I obviously saw this one already. Yeah.
So I saw this today. First off, Matt Strom has some strong feelings about batters using pine tar and all the other sticky stuff, and he's like, his argument is whatever batters use, pitchers should be able to use. It should be equal playing field, and that's the only thing allowed. So whatever you want to say is approved for a batter to use, pitchers can use as well.
Yeah.
And then we'll just go from there. Because he's like, in a game, if I have a ball that is hit on the inside of the bat, pine tar gets on it, and then I choose to pitch it, and then I get checked, and there's questioning. Yeah. It is sticky substance, but it's legal for them. It's illegal for me. How's that fair? So
yeah.
I thought it was a really valid point. Also, he is the Nicolas Cage from Con Air lookalike. This is not Trump.
Oh yeah.
So he, in homage, hat tip to Nicolas Cage, came out with a personalized glove. And it's the Declaration of Independence writing all over the glove. And he posted on it that he stole it, and then he made a glove out of it in reference to the movie. And I saw this post way too late, but my initial reaction, my dad joke, was Matt Strom is a national treasure.
There you go.
And I like those movies. I like both those movies.
Okay. I have seen one piece of National Treasure medium. What piece of media do you think it is?
You mean movie-wise? Or medium? Oh.
There was a one-season reality TV show, National Treasure, and I saw the first 2 episodes and turned it off. That's the only thing I've ever seen of National Treasure. Never seen any of the movies. What is this? Watched the first 2, I was like, I'm out. That was it. That's the only... It's like a treasure show or something like that. Yeah, National Treasure reality show.
Okay. So the National Treasure film with Nick Cage.
Mm-hmm.
I've
heard nothing but good things about them. It's just it's one of those I just have never seen it. Yeah.
My I think my favorite actor in him is Justin Bartha. I don't know if you would know who he is, but he was the Hangover. He was the one on the roof. Spoiler alert.
Yeah, I just
one getting married.
He's Doug, right?
Yes,
Doug.
Doug.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah. He is the sidekick to Nick Cage in the movie, and I just like the way his humor. It comes off kind of fun and makes everything kind of witty in the movies.
I'll have to check.
John Voight's the dad.
I mean, I've always heard it's good. Nothing but good things.
I like history, so it's just kind of fun spin on history. Yeah. So it's kind of cool.
How many National Treasure movies are there? 2?
Just 2 that I know of. Yeah.
Okay. it feels like one of those where it comes back. I did, like years later. I did hear a podcast recently where they talked to Killian Murphy lookalike, Dodgers pitcher, um,
Glass.
Glass
No.
now, and they
Yeah.
did talk about that. And I'm thinking there needs to be like a Avengers type movie where they play on that joke and they bring out Nicolas Cage and Strom and then those two and like what who's who type thing. It needs to be like a screenshot at the end of a movie like where someone's like making fun of like actors who look like somebody and those four need to be in a room together because I need to see
Yeah.
it. I need to
What's
see it.
what's the I'm blanking on the name. Logan Gilbert has a doppelganger. Who do
It's
I
the
always
guy from
say?
he plays baseball player in 61. He's Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah. His name is just so different. I always forget what his name is.
Barry
Here it
Pepper.
is. Barry Pepper. Yeah.
Barry Pepper. See,
So
you see
yeah.
that one more than I do. But I mean I get it, but like man, I just don't know if I don't know if I see Logan Gilbert.
I'll get the right
It's enough
picture.
where you're not crazy, JT. I'll put it that way. It's enough where you're definitely not crazy.
You're seeing the Barry Pepper of like this Saving Private Ryan and the 61 where he's like short. You need to see it was like a specific movie where I'm like, oh my, like it clicked. I get and then all of a sudden it was
like
Barry
Green
Pepper.
Mile Barry Pepper, he's pretty young.
Yes.
That's looking a lot more Logan
Yeah.
Gilbert.
It's
I've
a
never
movie
seen Green Mile, so that makes sense.
It was clean shaved, slick back Barry Pepper,
Yep.
and I was like, it just made a super big connection.
I'm looking at all these pictures in the Green Mile, and I'm like, that makes a lot more sense. I still don't 100% see it, but it makes more sense than like I'm looking at one picture, I'm like, that looks a lot like Logan Gilbert.
I'll find it. I'll find the movie.
Okay, that's not it. That's not it. It's not a Green Mile.
I think it was a little after that. Yeah, I'd have to look at his IMDb because I want to say it was like a COVID type movie, so it was kind of this weird like low budget thing, but it was still like okay, solid. But I can't remember what the name.
COVID.
Or it was just like there was hardly any actors in it, so it just seemed like one of those like.
Oh, you saw it during COVID? Maybe I don't know.
Yes, yes.
Because I feel like Green Mile was 1999, so maybe Enemy of the State, Battlefield Earth. I did see Battlefield Earth, unfortunately. It is Saving Private Ryan is the year before. This dude was in Titanic?
Oh,
television movie Titanic. I was like, what? Okay, his run there for a while, JT. I
wonder if I found it. Hold on, let's see if I can get an image of him as Sheriff Rick. No, short hair. That wasn't it. He was in the monster trucks where there's a monster in the truck.
He was in Call of Duty 2, JT. Me and you got some experience with that game.
Right? I just made reference to that. I told my baseball team, I'm like, if you guys ever want to, treat coach, you just give him a Slurpee.
There you go.
So that way, it's coach pitch. I can pitch to you a little bit better. You tell me you like it a little high and outside. I can try to dart it in there for you.
Some Slurpee in me. Yeah. Okay. Nice. Barry Pepper. We need to get all these guys an actor in a movie together. I need to see it.
For sure.
Alrighty.
All right. Cool.
That's it. That's all we got. Oh, did see shout out to a past Dad Bod. Al DeLuca, Big Al hits dingers.
Mm-hmm.
Local news or news came over. ESPN just retweeted. So I saw it on the TikToks. They went to a game. Like, how's Big Al doing? Guess what he did in the game? Hit a dinger.
Of course he did. What else does he do?
He actually isn't that big of a guy anymore. Everyone else outpaced him by quite a bit, but he hit a dinger that day because that's what Big Al does.
That's all that matters.
The legend. He's always going to be.
Continues.
He's just going to hit dingers. That's what he does. There you go.
Cool. All right. He's Sean. I'm JT. You can tweet at us at Fantasy Dad Pods. Let us know if you got any questions. Happy to help. Otherwise, baseball's still happening. And let's just see where it goes, man. It's still only April, but so excited for it to be here. Now it's here. It's just like enjoying each one. And I need to make some time to watch some more live games as they happen.
Yeah. You're always at the games, but it's great to have baseball all day. It's fantastic.
Yeah, cool. Well, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you listening. Take care, be well, and until next time, see ya.